No matter what number I say, it won't matter because I'm probably wrong. But let's continue. The film industry spends and earns billions of trillions of dollars every year. And you know what they say, with all this money
comes great responsibility.
Now let's be real. Somebody somewhere is lining their pockets and I can't even be mad at them. To be honest, I do the same damn thing. But we not talking about me right now. We talking about the worst dating shows of the early 2000s. The reason I chose the early 2000s is because I feel like it's the beginning of the renaissance of TV, or at least shitty TV, if you get where I'm going here. See, the budgets was big, the dedication was there, and the shows were made. Now I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I did not watch every episode of every season of all these shows. I simply do not give a fuck enough. But we gonna use the excuse that we saving that for another video. I wanna start things off with some MTV classics. And this part of the video is gonna hurt me the most because I actually liked these growing up, but it's liked in past tense. The first show in question is MTV's Next. Now, like I originally alluded to, I watched a lot of this show growing up. But for the people that don't know, Next is like a game show slash dating show where it's a bus full of bitches. Bitches as in men and women. All these people are on a bus waiting for their opportunity to take one special person on a date. They come out the bus per request and sort of try and woo the host or whatever you want to call it. And for every minute they're still out there wooing or on the date, whatever you want to call it, they getting paid. Now that I said it out loud, it's slick, don't even sound that bad, but I really think it's the acting that make the show ass.
I'm Allison, I'm 19, and I'm a personal trainer, but I don't want to have to whip these guys into shape.
Cause for a reality TV show, it don't feel real, like at all. And I get it. I know a lot of these shows are fake. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I expect them to be 100% authentic. But still, this show had like Disney Channel acting mixed in with adult shit.
How did you all lose your virginities?
What about you, Eddie? Are you a virgin?
I am.
You are?
You're a virgin.
Straight up.
Straight up.
None of this, like, tippy-tip, nothing.
And maybe that's why I liked it as a kid, because it was right up my alley. But when I think of Next, I don't think of just Next. There's like a plethora of MTV shows from the early 2000s, late 2000s that all fit this like genre or niche, because we also have Room Raiders on here. And if you know MTV, you know what Room Raiders is. And as soon as I said Room Raiders, the first thing that popped in your head was probably them walking around people's room with a black light. See, Room Raiders was a similar concept to Next, but instead of it being a bus full of bitches, men or women, this was a dating show slash game show where instead of being picked by your looks or your personality or your characteristics, you genuinely get chosen off the state of your room. The host, or whatever you want to call it, literally raids 3 contestants' rooms as they sit in a van meters or miles away, all watching the chaos unfold. And I'm not gonna admit, this is a way more entertaining concept than whatever the fuck Next was, but let me fill you in on a secret. If you watched one of these episodes, you watch the whole season. And it's not just like that for Next or just like that for Room Raiders. No, both of these shows have the same fatal flaw. You watched one episode, buddy, save yourself the time. There's no more watching to do. You've got the premise. There's nothing else they can do to elevate it. Granted, Room Raiders and Next, they all had like special seasons. One of the last seasons of Room Raiders was Geeks versus Queens or whatever. I don't fucking know. I didn't watch these episodes again. But either way, there's a limited amount of stuff you can do with that concept. And that's why these are 2 of the lowest rated MTV reality shows out there. Somehow, both Room Raiders and Next finished off with a 4.1 out of 10 rating. And this is what I mean by they're pretty much the same show. And I get it. A lot of us probably got nostalgia about these shows, but you gotta go back and watch it. I felt the same way about Wife Swap, But now looking back at it, shit, you watch one wife swap episode, you watch damn near the whole season. Both of these shows in tandem just feel like one of those quick and easy cash grabs that don't require a lot of setup. Like all you need is a camera and a couple people down to make some money and you're good. You have yourself 7 seasons. But I'm not gonna lie, I ate this shit up. I mean, episode after episode, week after week, I was locked in, eyes glued to the screen. I was praying they called my young ass up there so I could show off my PS2 collection that consisted of San Andreas, a fucking broken controller, and a fucking PS2 demo disc. I think I'm getting ahead of myself here, or behind myself. You see what I did here? Since I'm talking about the younger me, behind myself, past tense. Save your laughs for the end of the video. I'm sorry. Now that we got past that bad joke, let me ask you a serious question. You remember Paris Hilton? The OG it girl from the early 2000s? Now imagine a competition to be her best friend.
I just told Paris because I think that's what she's really good at.
As bad as I want to say, nobody ever said that. There's a whole studio board or conglomerates of people that thought this is a good show I did. This is what we're finna run. Because what we're about to talk about right now is Paris Hilton's My New BFF. For 2 whole seasons and an international spinoff, somebody had the money and the backing to make a show about finding Paris Hilton, the new BFF.
Would you die for Paris?
I don't know about dying.
Or wrong answer.
I don't know how much explaining I gotta do about this show. I feel like the name explains it itself, but the too long didn't watch, too long didn't listen is it's a competition show about finding not love, but friendship with Paris Hilton. They go through different challenges and obstacles, all to be judged by the one and only head bitch in charge, Paris Hilton. Now, to be fair, the challenges and shit they doing was never like insane or too demanding.
So we're gonna play a little game of I never.
I've never dipped someone's toothbrush in the toilet.
It's more like social events or just live action personality tests. And it's low-key amazing to just watch these people sort of have mental breakdowns on TV. Like out of this whole video, this has to be the most unhinged show. Not gonna lie, it truly feels like something out of Black Mirror. On a side note though, while watching a couple of these episodes, I had a crazy moment. Watch this clip for me.
Hi guys, hold on to these Blackberries. I'll be sending all of you texts.
Now for some people, doesn't that face look hella familiar? If you're an old YouTube nerd or just an old YouTube watcher back in the day, you may remember a channel called SourceFed Nerd. SourceFed Nerd. Well, if you don't, this lady Trisha was literally the star of the channel. I feel like it's crazier I still remember her face after all these years. But listen, she had me in a chokehold when I was younger. Either way, let's get back on point. To nobody's surprise, this show had a solid 2.1 out of 10. Now let me ask you this, a 2.1 out of 10, how the fuck did you get 2 seasons and an international spinoff? This is what I mean. This is what I was talking about in the beginning. This has to be a perfect example of money laundering, tax fraud or some shit. Like I can understand letting 1 season slip through the cracks, but 2 seasons and an international spinoff? From the looks of it, literally nobody asked for that shit. But real shit, I can't imagine spending 6 weeks to 2 months all trying to compete to be somebody's best friend. Granted, I know this show probably scripted like half the other ones, but still, there's no winning in this situation.
TTYN.
If you lose, you lost trying to be a pick-me to Paris Hilton. And if you win, you won because you were the best pick-me to Paris Hilton. Like there's no middle ground here. Unless you really go on the show and act out, I don't see how anybody gained anything from this. Besides you, Trisha. Listen, if you watching this video, I love you. Hit my line, comment under the video. Trisha Hershberger, I've never forgotten you. Now, as fucked up as this whole Paris Hilton show is, the next 2 entries on the list are like morally fucked up. I truly feel like these next two shows should have never been funded. Let's start with Boy Meets Boy. The show aired in 2003, and the premise itself is actually insane. It's a bachelor type show, but if you couldn't tell by the title, it's a same-sex love show. Now, at face value, for 2003, this is ahead of its time. Congratulations to them. But the whole concept goes off the rails once you... Let me finish. Let me explain it. See, half the group are actually homosexual men. Now, the other half are 100% straight men. I don't know how they did this math, because it's 15 contestants. So first off, somebody lying. But did you hear what I just said? It's sort of like a wolf in sheepskin, or whatever you want to call it. And that's what makes this so fucked up. There's only 6 episodes with 15 contestants. Let's start off here. So I don't know how fast the pacing is on this show. I didn't watch half the shows for this video. I sort of just pumped this one out. But either way, I don't know what type of pacing they had going on, but to eliminate 15 or 13 to 14 competitors in fucking 6 episodes is crazy. That's like 3 people per episode. But let's get back on track. Does this not sound fucked up to anybody else? Like, I know this is probably another one of those scripted TV shows, scripted dating shows, but still, the concept alone should have never been crossed off the board. Cause see, listen, I don't know who the target audience is for this. Me as a straight man, I don't want to watch this shit because it's just cruel. A fucking straight woman probably doesn't want to watch this because it's a fucked up concept. And then the homosexual men and women aren't going to want to watch this because the concept is fucked up. Who are they making this show for? Now, to be fair, the ratings on this show were absolutely ass. This show got a solid 5.4 out of 10. So hey, to each his own. There's something out there for everybody, I fucking guess. But this next show, our last show on the list, is undebatably one of the most fucked up concepts I have ever seen for reality TV. And it's no surprise that it failed. See, in 2003, what the fuck is up with 2003 and these weird ass concepts? Either way, the show is called There's Something About Miriam. And that last Boy Meet Boy concept, they take that and completely spin it on its fucking head. You see, it's still a dating show, but this time it's 6 straight men competing to find love. But how can I put this without the woman they competing for was not born a woman? I hope I did not offend anyone, but they didn't know that. At the time, they thought it was a real deal dating show. And I've been saying this whole time, oh, this show is scripted. This show is scripted. This was one of the rare cases of a non-scripted show. Let me explain the premise. I already explained the premise. Do you get why this is fucked up? And what makes it even more worse is the 6 guys did not know all the way up until the end. Like, on paper, I guess this could be a wholesome show about loving what's on the inside and only caring about personality and characteristics. But let's be real here. That is fucked up. It's fucked up for the woman or for the trans woman, because these 6 straight guys, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be okay or happy with what they just got put through, especially when they find out the end. And for the 6 straight guys, shit, me as a straight guy, I would be heated. And it's not me being an asshole or me trying to be whatever the word is. Y'all know I suck with words. But this TV show peaked at 1.4 million. That has to be everybody in your city. Everybody all across the globe just watch you get played on live TV. And I'm not the only person that feels like this concept is fucked up, because all 6 contestants after the show aired went back and sued the show. So it's not just me. It's something about the show being built upon the premise of a mistruth, especially with it being a love show. It's crazy to me. From the beginning to the end, these guys had absolutely no clue what was going on. And I'd be wrong if I said that premise, that concept that I did, didn't have me intrigued. So I skipped to the final episode, and I'm gonna be honest, the final episode is more fucked up than anything, cause they just sat there and laughed at Shawty for some shit she probably didn't even like. You feel me? She just the host. They can't be too mad at her. She in the same loop that they are type shit. She just knew more than they did. I'm not gonna say this show is worse than the last show or the last show is worse than the other show. It's all up to your interpretation. But this show had a 4.2 out of 10. So the street's saying it's worse than Boy Meets Boy. But I think that's what we'll end off our list. I'm sorry if this is a shorter video. If you couldn't tell, this was scripted. So I'm trying to pivot, trying to change up the content style to give y'all some more entertainment and more videos with longevity. You know what I'm saying? So on that note, let me know how you feel about the video. Let me know how you feel about my delivery. Let me know how you feel about the script, the topic. Just give me some insights to let me know where I should go forward from here. If you want me to review some more shows in this type of style, comment down below. Join the Kick, join the Discord, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification to get notified anytime I upload a video. I'm glad y'all watched this one. Drink your water, brush your teeth, and have a good one. Goodbye. Hey, and don't talk about me wearing glasses. These my sister glasses. I ran out of contacts. Fuck you.
We'll leave your mama gawking and your daddy walking. We're Tokyo's biggest, baddest Buccaneers. We're Jet Set Radio. Say what? Listen up, all you innocent fools out there.